now from the IBA at Winchester, engineering announcements for the radio and television trade. Hello again and welcome to another roundup of news and information for the radio and television trade. With good summer weather comes the opportunity for us to get on with some major aerial maintenance. We look at the implications for the the dealer and the men who climb the masts. In our regular transmitter news we've Channel 4 coverage plans for July, a considerable crop of special announcements for the coming week, information on 405 line station closures, and details of brand new television relays at Totnes, Draperstown and Newport Bay.
During the summer months, the BBC and ourselves take the opportunity to overhaul and refurbish that final link in our broadcasting chain, the transmitting aerial. With 51 main stations and hundreds of relays, it's a never-ending and thankless job whereby each station gets a major overhaul about every 5 years. This work is essential if the aerials are to continue handling very high RF power under the various extremes of weather conditions on the high masts. As far as the viewer is concerned, there's reduced power throughout and about 8 periods of complete shutdown, sometime between dawn and midday. The aerial technicians need good light and good weather, and the broadcasters have to agree times when interruptions are tolerable. We've had a lot of reaction recently from dealers, who are often flooded out with service calls when their local main station is undergoing its major aerial overhaul. So we thought we'd take a little time to explain all this more fully.
Transmitting aerials are made in two halves with separate feeder cables. This provides backup in the event of an aerial fault and allows transmissions to continue from one half of the aerial while the other half is being overhauled. But half aerial working implies more than just reduced power. During normal working, the radiation from each half aerial is carefully phased so that certain areas which would otherwise fall in null points, giving rather poor results, have a signal beamed into them. When only half the aerial is used, this careful phasing is temporarily lost, and so some areas will lose out more than others during the maintenance period. Most people, however, should hardly notice the difference.
The aerial technicians have to work at great heights and in cramped and uncomfortable conditions. Clearly, their safety has to be guaranteed. Certainly, we cannot allow them to work near high RF fields, hence the requirement to switch everything off on occasions. Other aspects of this maintenance are mast painting and replacement or maintenance of the white protective cover around the aerial panels. All this work is essential to keep the system working well and spare a thought for the men who do the climbing. One of our technicians put it rather well after the Durris incident in the depths of last winter.
To be good at this job, you've got to be physically fit, mentally deficient, and we are neither.
Be that as it may, those aerial riggers will have the job of installing a brand new transmitting aerial at Durris later this summer. And to speed up that task, it's been decided to close down the VHF 405 line service at Durris a little earlier than planned. Next Monday, the 9th of July, is the date from which Durris and its dependent station Angus will cease 405 line transmissions for good. Closing today, Bala in North Wales and Strabane in Northern Ireland. The 18 remaining 405 line stations will close at the end of this year.
Special announcements next, and it will come as no surprise that Durris continues on reduced power until the new aerial is brought into use in about the autumn.
At Ridge Hill, the aerial maintenance itself is completed, but there is some unexpected work to be done on the feeders. Half aerial working will continue for about another week, but there shouldn't be any significant interruptions.
In Yorkshire, Emily Moor is now due to start its period of aerial maintenance today. ITV and Channel 4 only are affected. While in Northern Ireland, aerial maintenance at Divis also starts today, but affecting all channels.
Still in Northern Ireland, Brother Mountain will be on reduced power tomorrow and Thursday, also for aerial maintenance.
On the west coast of Scotland, Torosay and its dozen or so relays will be off the air between 9 a.m. and midday for combining unit tests in preparation for Channel 4, due on Torosay in about August.
Aerial maintenance at Rothsay and Pitlochry means transmissions are liable to reduce power and interruptions until about the middle of the month.
West of Leeds, Beecroft Hill was scheduled off today until noon, again for aerial maintenance.
Also today, ITV from the Morpeth relay in Northumberland was off from 8 o'clock for transmitter maintenance. It's due back on by 12:30.
In Cumbria, Lawton will be off tomorrow, between about 9:15 and 4:30, for work on the electricity supply.
Back to aerial maintenance, and in Derbyshire, Birch Vale will be off on Thursday until about midday, and Aldborough will be similarly affected on both Thursday and Friday. That's all channels off until midday.
Advance warning now that Tackleston will be off the air on all channels next Monday and Tuesday, from dawn until midday. We're arranging to keep ITV on Sandy Heath and Sudbury, which normally depend on Tackleston for a signal.
New relays next, and in Devon, Totnes began transmissions last Thursday. The station has been designed to serve about 600 people in parts of Totnes and Bridgetown to the east of the river. Television South West and TVAM are on Channel 24, and Channel 4 is on 31. The aerial to use is a Group A type, vertically polarised. That's the new relay at Totnes, already on the air and due in official service this Friday.
In County Londonderry, the Draperstown relay also opened last week. This should be improving UHF coverage for about 1,500 people in Draperstown itself and the rural area to the southwest, along the Moyola River as far as Six Towns School. Programmes from Ulster Television and TVAM are on Channel 49, and 42 is used for Channel 4. The aerial group is B with vertical polarisation. Draperstown is now on the air with official service from this Friday.
In South Wales, the Newport Bay relay is nearing completion and could be on the air later next week. The service area includes the western part of Newport, extending further west for a couple of miles, and also covered is a rural area to the southeast. HTV Wales and TVAM will be on Channel 60, with S4C on 67. Vertically polarised Group CD aerial should be used. Newport Bay is due on the air in a week or two.
Channel 4 coverage now, and 5 relay stations began radiating the new service last week. Londonderry, St Austell, Bowl Hill, Matlock and Stanton Moor. This initial trade test period continues until the 13th of July, when service becomes official. Due later this week is the Whitby relay in North Yorkshire. Here about 9,000 people will benefit, and the channel will be 65. Other relays hope to have Channel 4 this month are Ochmore Wood, Black Mountain, Rostrevor Forest, Glossop, Coupar, Tavistock and Henley-on-Thames. If these all go well, we'll have installed as many as 22 relays for the 4th channel in June and July alone.
A reminder of our 2 sets of rolling teletext pages on Oracle. Page 390 on ITV is a detailed guide to Channel 4 commissioning dates, and page 590 on the 4th channel only contains our daily updated transmitter announcements and other general items.
We'll leave you with our address in case you have any technical queries on independent television or local radio. The telephone number is Winchester 822 444. Join us again next Tuesday at 9:15 or 12:15 for more engineering announcements. Until then, from Bruce Randall and myself, Maury Nicholson, have a good week and goodbye from all of us here at Crawley Court.